Thank you all. Thank you all so much for being here. We need to be proud of who we are. We need to be able to choose who we love and who we make a life with. We need to be able to prosper so that we can contribute in a variety of ways to this growing city of Wilmington. And we all need to do this in an atmosphere that supports and embraces us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Wilmington. Wilmington is a very welcoming city. Let's have a nice round of applause for all we're doing here in Wilmington. We welcome you officially to the Wilmington Pride Month celebration. We'll have some comments today, some music. We'll raise this beautiful flag. By the way, the flag is a gift from the Chemours company, the wonderful company that is thank you, and that's Ringo. Is that Ringo? Yeah, that's Ringo. But let me introduce now the mayor of our city. And you know, Wilmington would not be progressing as it is if it weren't for our leaders. So here's our leader, our mayor, Mike Purzycki.
Thank you, John. Thank you to all of you. I can't tell you how proud I am to be here. This tells you as much as anything does about what great citizens we have living in this city, and nothing could make me any prouder to be here with our friends from our corporate community, but most especially our friends at Chemours celebrating unity with our LGBTQ community. Today we come together under the banner of pride, but it might also be under the banner of dignity, of respect, of decency, of togetherness, and understanding. I've often said that we in Wilmington must aspire not only to be a prosperous city, but a city above all else, we want to be a just city. A place where all of us are respected and treated fairly, where the poor of us is treated like the richest of us, where gay, straight, and trans living side by side can live their lives to the fullest. Wilmington must be a city that is constantly in pursuit of its moral center. Now, looking out in this crowd, I can tell you that y'all didn't come from my generation. David? You're still younger than I am, but I have to tell you all this. That I came from a generation of people who were fearful of everybody who was different from them. Ours was a conformity generation, a terribly judgmental generation. We were intimidated by others who didn't look like us. We demonized them, we vilified them. In our church pulpits, we judged them. Mercifully, today we have learned how to love them. And we love each other not in spite of our differences, but in large measure because of our differences. Take it from me, it's a much better world to live in. We're a much better city to live in. And so to members and families of the LGBT community, know that we are proud to stand with you. We will always stand with you. God bless you. Have a great day. Let me also say, we have a proclamation, and I'm not going to read every whereas, okay? But let me just say the last whereas clause. Now, this year's Pride commemorations carry special significance because June 2019 is the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising that followed a police raid on the Stonewall Inn in New York City. That's the time I was talking about. And that's what the world was like at that time, which targeted LGBTQ patrons. And by the way, in those days, BTQ, forget about it. It wasn't imaginable. And so, but they were targeted, and other marginalized people were in violation of their civil rights, really giving birth to the gay rights movement. And so now, therefore, the city of Wilmington proudly celebrates the LGBTQ community and its contributions to our city with special appreciation to the Chemours Company's Chroma Pride Group for its assistance with today's Pride ceremony. We come together today and every day, strengthened by the rich diversity of culture, race, gender, and sexual identity through our city, all of which contributes to the vibrancy, stability, and character of the city of Wilmington. Be it known hereby to all that Michael Purzycki, Mayor of the City of Wilmington, proclaims the month of June 2019 as LGBTQ Pride Month, and thanks members of this community and everyone in our city for being part of a coalition for equality that embraces all Delawareans as people throughout our country and world, and witness whereof I signed it this day. Thank you all for being here, and God bless. What do you want to do? Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mayor. Much appreciated. And let me now introduce the leader of the legislative branch of city government, our council president, Hanifa Shabazz.
Thank you, John, and good afternoon to everyone. You know, I was born and raised here in the city of Wilmington, so I have watched the continuous transition of Wilmington grow. And being from that population, of one of those populations that was disenfranchised and looked at the different, I understand what it feels like to be looked at different and disrespected. And just last week, we raised a flag representing Juneteenth for the emancipation of Proclamation from slavery. And now to be here with my fellow Wilmingtonians to raise the flag for Pride Month, that's definitely an example of the growth and development of Wilmington. And I'm proud to be here, to be part of Wilmington that's created a community where we all can live safely and enjoy life and the offerings that we all have to offer. So I'm proud to be part of this, and congratulations, and let's continue to celebrate Pride Month.
All right, thank you, Council President. And now the queen of all that is fun and exciting in the city of Wilmington, our Director of Cultural Affairs, Miss Tina Betz.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. Now, we have our flag here, and we also have our balloon columns, and each of these colors have a meaning. And many of you here probably know what the meanings are, but I wanted to take just a minute to mention them. The red means life. Orange is healing. Yellow, sunshine. Green, nature. Blue, harmony. And purple, spirit. Now, just as we evolve, the colors in the flag have evolved over the years also. When this flag was first presented, there were different colors, and there is now discussion about adding 2 additional colors, brown and black. And we will see how that goes, but we are continuing to progress. Now, all of these colors create a rainbow that represents equality. In just a few minutes, we are going to raise this flag for the first time here in the city of Wilmington in Rodney Square, at least as far as I know. A pride flag will fly proudly in the center of our city. And just as people did 50 years ago, when they raised their voices against the equality that was happening to our brothers and sisters. The raising of this flag today symbolizes the raised voices of the past and the present and the future that will continue to help us move forward in a way that guarantees that one day we will truly be able to say that there is equality for all, for each and every one of us, and for all of us collectively. We are waiting for that day, and it will come. And it will come. So in just a few minutes, we will raise this flag for the first time. We thank you all for being here. Continue celebrating Pride Month, not just this month, by the way, because our pride should continue every single day of the year. We are proud citizens here in the city of Wilmington. Thank you all very much, and I'm very proud to be here and to be a part of this.
Thank you, Ms. Tina. All right, thank you, Tina. You talk about the fight that it never ends. And here in Delaware, by the way, we were ahead of the curve as far as civil unions and marriage equality, long before the rest of the nation came in line, if you will. And I want to just recognize Sarah McBride, who is, talk about somebody who's been there in the fight from the Human Rights Campaign, a national person who is still our Wilmington and our Delaware Sarah McBride. And we thank you, Sarah, for being here. And again, I get in a little bit of trouble because I can point other people. I see you in the audience. Thank you all. You were there for Inequality Delaware and marriage equality and everything else. Thank you so much. You know, these things don't just happen. Like events like this don't just happen. Or ideas to raise a flag, the pride flag, for the first time in history in the city of Wilmington don't just happen. So here's how this happened. Carol Lowrie from the Chemours company, this wonderful company right across the street, called, and I spoke to her one day, and she said, "What are you doing for Pride Month?" And I said, "Well, we have a few things planned, but what do you have in mind?" And from that, this thing grew. Carol said, the Chemours company is purchasing a pride flag, and that's where this flag came from, ladies and gentlemen. So thank the Chemours company for that. They have been wonderful. Carol, come on up. So Carol represents Chroma, which is the Chemours Pride. It's a chapter. I call it a chapter. You tell us what it is. But here's Carol Lowrie.
Hi there. I am the co-chair for Chroma, which is our LGBT employee resource group at the Chemours company. We have resource groups for a lot of different affinities. That's the one for LGBT. I wanted to thank John and Tina and certainly the whole mayor's office for listening to us, honoring our request, and being willing to put the flag up and keep it up all month long. So it's very exciting for me. The other thing I want to do is just really recognize all the Chemours employees that are in the audience right now, because it's with your support that we all come together and we make a great company. So thank you for that. I also have the privilege of introducing our executive sponsor for Chroma and the Chemours company, and that's Ed Sparks. He is the president of our chemical solutions business. I can tell you he's got a lot of energy. He is so willing to learn, and he is so supportive of the organization. We couldn't have asked for anybody better. So I give you Ed Sparks.
I think that may be the nicest introduction I've ever had. I'll tell you, Carol does such a good job leading Chroma for Chemours. She makes it easy for me to play the role of executive sponsor. I'm so excited to be here with you today to join the mayor, city council president, and I didn't know we had royalty, but now that I know that Queen Tina's here as well, it just makes today a little extra special. We couldn't be more pleased to be celebrating Pride Month in our hometown. The Chemours company this is our home. We're proud of Wilmington. We've had a great experience here. We're almost 4 years old as a company, and it's been great to work with the mayor and his team to help make Wilmington special. Carol talked a bit about Chroma. The mission of Chroma, which is open to all of our employees globally, is to provide a voice for our LGBTQ employees and to educate our non-LGBTQ employees on the issues that affect our members' lives. Why do we take Chroma and our other resource groups so seriously? We know that for Chemours to be great, we have to provide an environment where every one of our employees can bring their best selves to work. And that's what Chroma helps do. It sets an environment where we can get the best out of everybody, and that's how we're going to be great as a company. It also fits in with who we're trying to be. we're about inclusion and diversity. Last year we came out with our corporate responsibility commitments, and a big part of that is how do we build a culture of inclusion and how do we get everybody's best at work all the time. Chroma is right on the forefront of that, and Carol, I really thank you for your leadership. So in closing, we're very proud to have this opportunity to be here and to celebrate Pride Month. Couldn't have a better view from our new headquarters of the flag that's going to fly over this square for the month. And again, Mayor, thank you very much for your team working with us to make this happen. And thank you all for being here today.
Thanks very much, Ed. You know, it was, if you look back on history, history tells us it was hard for us to gather. It was hard for us to come together as a community. We're changing that, but now we celebrate coming together and we schedule other events where we celebrate and enjoy music and food and culture. And so tomorrow night at Theater Inn here in Wilmington, a very special performance and a very special musical program. And right now I want to introduce to you Dan Lord III. He is the creative director at Theater Inn and a drummer for the popular local group called Earth Radio. Dan and his crew are going to perform in just a moment, but first, a few words. Dan? Thanks, Dan. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. First of all, I feel like I need to say that it's an honor to be able to stand here. As a gay man in this day and age, I think it's important to respect that the reason that I can stand before a crowd of people and celebrate my pride is because of the past generations that have fought for me who didn't have these rights. I think it's especially poignant to remember this on the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. Wilmington has always been a really special place for me. It's where I found myself as an artist and I found myself as a person. I was extremely lucky to be included in the Wilmington music and arts scene, which is a special thing that not every state has, not every city has. The reason I love Wilmington is because I see the city that it can be, a city where they accept everyone from all backgrounds. As they said, I'm creative director for Theater Inn in the Chemours building right down the road. And one of the reasons I was so excited to take that position was because I felt that it gave me the opportunity to put on events that made a difference in the community around me. Tomorrow night is our LGBT Pride event, and it is something that I have poured my heart into. It's something that's really special for me to be able to be on stage and be loud and be myself, and that's something that not everyone gets the opportunity to do. So hopefully, if you guys are free, I'll see you there tonight and we can all celebrate a night of love and inclusivity together.